In today's video, we're going to unbox my brand new copper Aztec calendar round and compare it to my silver Aztec calendar round. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and staying safe. It's a great day to have a great day. Today, I wanted to unbox and review my brand new copper Aztec calendar round, talk a little bit about it, and compare it to my silver Aztec calendar round. But really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. 2 brand new videos over there. Go check them out. The link will be in the description. And if you want to get some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel, I would really appreciate it. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. But today, I wanted to mix things up a little bit. I wanted to talk about something a little bit different. As we all know, I post videos about silver pretty much every single day of the year. I talk about gold pretty frequently as well. Very rarely do I talk about copper. So I figured we'd switch things up a little bit and show a little bit of love to the beautiful red metal. So inside this little package right here, I have my brand new piece of copper. In fact, this right here is the second time in my life that I converted my dollars into copper. That's not something that I typically believe in, but for an Aztec calendar round, when I discovered that you can get one in copper, I just had to have it. I do not believe in, typically, generally speaking, I don't believe in converting my dollars into copper. I would rather stack copper when it's free, which I'll talk about later in the video, but I wanted to open up this Aztec calendar round. And by the way, in case you were hoping for a silver video today, there will be one tomorrow instead. If you want one today, I will leave a playlist linked. Just click in the upper right corner right there. You'll see a playlist of all of my silver videos. I guarantee you'll find one that you haven't already seen, considering that the playlist consists of 598 silver videos. So, there you go. So without any further ado, let's check out this beautiful Aztec calendar round. I already opened it up and took a peek inside, but it's the first time I'm actually going to be showing it, other than in my VIP club live streams. I've showed it off a couple of times, but look at this right here. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful Aztec calendar 2-ounce copper round. Now, there's actually a bit of a story behind why I got this particular piece of copper. I got it on eBay, believe it or not. Got it from a reputable seller on there. Tons and tons and tons of successful transactions. And I was already aware of the silver Aztec calendar round because I already have one. Out of curiosity, during a VIP club live stream, I wanted to figure out if there were such a thing as a gold Aztec calendar round. As it turns out, there is. Only available in 1 troy ounce increments though. So I said, hey, you know what? I don't have $2,000 laying around that I'm willing to put into that. Then, out of curiosity, I went to see if they had any copper Aztec calendar rounds, and surprise, surprise, they do. Now I want to compare it to my silver Aztec calendar round, which I have right here. Also, by the way, speaking of the VIP club, I just did a VIP club live stream earlier this morning. I will be doing another one this evening around 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If anybody wants to join, you're more than welcome to. And if you're not currently a VIP club member and you join before February 1st, you automatically get entered into my February giveaway. If you want to get entered, link will be in the description, and there's tons of other perks, not just giveaways and live streams. It's a lot cooler than YouTube, trust me. So now, I want to compare the silver Aztec calendar round to the copper Aztec calendar round. Now I do have an airtight for this coming in the mail. Because copper, as we all know, when it begins to tone or tarnish, it turns into this dark brown color. Now I believe toned or tarnished or discolored silver looks pretty nice. I think it gives it some character. I think it looks really good actually. But tarnished copper, it's just really dark, and with how detailed the Aztec calendar round is, I think it would kind of take away from it. So I will be putting the 2 ounce in an airtight. And since my silver arrived with some scratches, as you can see right here on the bottom, and also up here, I'm actually just going to allow it to tone over time, and I might even antique it. And then of course I will get a new 5 ounce Aztec calendar round, hopefully one without scratches, which I will then encapsulate. So anyway, for those of you who do not know much about the Aztec calendar round, on this side right here, the side that we're looking at, this is a picture of the Aztec calendar stone, and it features the notorious face of the Aztec sun god, whose name I believe is pronounced Tonatiuh. I might be getting that wrong, but it's the Aztec sun god. And the face is surrounded by small images that depict Aztec history and mythology, which I've always been drawn to. I've always thought was absolutely beautiful. I mean, look how detailed that is right there. I should be focusing on the copper, not the silver, for this video. I've already done a video reviewing the silver Aztec calendar round. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful design. You can see just how detailed it is. Incredible. How much art. They managed to fit on this little 2 ounce copper round. Now I know the lights in here might be throwing off the color a little bit. That looks a little bit better when we're talking about copper. The beautiful red metal. Absolutely stunning. Now, on top of this design right here, we can actually flip them over and get a little bit more of an understanding of this design right here. And you'll actually notice 5 troy ounces, 2 ounces. Doesn't say 2 troy ounces because copper is measured in regular ounces, not troy ounces. Copper is not a precious metal. It's an industrial metal. They're weighed differently. Now on this side, as we can see, and what I originally thought, this was a picture of an Aztec warrior. But according to what I found online, it's actually the profile of the last Aztec emperor, whose name is, once again, might be butchering this, but I believe to be pronounced Cuauhtémoc, who was the emperor over the Aztecs from 1520 to 1521, very short period of time, before being executed by the Spanish during their conquest. Surrounding the profile, you can see a beautiful Aztec border. Again, 2 ounces, not troy ounces. Look at that detail. 3 nines, fine copper, pure copper. Now, as I said a little bit earlier, I'm personally not a big believer in converting dollars into copper. I would rather stack copper when it's free. And that's pretty much what I do. Generally speaking, that's how I stack copper. I've only, in my entire life, in my a little over 3 years of stacking, I've only converted my dollars into 2 pieces of copper. This one right here, and this little 1 ounce copper round. Like a giant penny. This is my very first piece of copper I got at the very beginning of 2018. I have no desire to trade my dollars for any more copper. I just thought that this was a fun piece to get. Something different to hold on to, something different to talk about, especially for today's video. But that's not how I acquire my copper. I prefer to stack scrap copper, which I don't have any to show at the moment. But if you are, or if you know, a plumber or an electrician, you know exactly how easy it is to find copper and stack it for free. If you are not a plumber or an electrician, etc., there's something that the average everyday person can do as well, such as myself. I'm not a plumber or electrician. You can stack those copper pennies, which I know sounds a little bit ridiculous. Copper takes up a lot of room. People say silver takes up a lot of room. Imagine stacking copper relentlessly, which is not what I do, by the way. Something you can do with your copper is you can trade it for silver, or due to the copper content, you can quote-unquote sell it and then take the cash to get the silver. Depends on the coin shop, depends on who you're working with. Some coin shops might not want copper. They might only want to work with the precious metals, not the industrial metals. But you can use copper pennies to trade it for the copper value. Now, copper isn't worth much at all. And in order to equate to about an ounce of copper, it would take roughly 11 copper pennies to do so. Let me show you what that looks like. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. This right here is about an ounce of copper. Kind of like how we work with junk silver, pre-65 silver coins, or junk gold, pre-33 gold coins. Well, surprise, surprise, pre-82 pennies are made up of 95% copper. Now, when it comes to 1982, you have about a 50-50 chance on the pennies being copper or not, because that was the year that they stopped making pennies primarily out of copper. So if you find any 1982s, I keep them in a separate bag. Just a few. You have about a 50-50 chance of whether or not they're actually copper or not. You can weigh them very easily to find out. But anything before 1982 is 95% copper. And this right here, it's about an ounce of copper. So 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66, 77, 88, 99. That's how you can add up the copper. And then you could just take that copper to somebody who wants the copper, get the dollars for it, and by the way, each copper penny, this is how cheap copper is and how non-valuable copper is. The amount of copper in each penny, I know they are 1 cent pieces, but the amount of copper in each penny, because the spot price of copper is so unbelievably low, each copper penny is worth 2, maybe 2.5 or 3 cents. Copper is worth not anything at all. So I'm not stacking copper because I think I'm going to get rich off of it. I'm not stacking copper for long-term wealth preservation purposes. I'm not stacking copper for the reasons I'm stacking the silver and the gold for. I'm stacking the copper because, in a weird way, I guess you could argue that it's wealth preservation on a micro level, but I believe I can use the copper to propel me in the direction of being able to get more silver. Plus, not to mention, even the people who can't stand copper understand that it probably stands a far better chance than the dollar bill. And if I stack copper for free and trade it for dollars, which I can then use to get silver, or just trade it straight up, copper for silver, because I got the copper for free, I'm getting the silver for free. So that's just the way I see it. I don't mean to turn this into a whole copper video. I wanted to focus a little bit more on the copper Aztec calendar round, but I just wanted to explain that really there, because a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people don't get it, and the fact of the matter is you don't have to understand, you don't have to get it, you don't have to like it, you don't have to agree with it. It really doesn't matter at the end of the day. If someone out there is stacking coins made up of a metal that you don't agree with, the good news is it doesn't hurt you in any way, shape, or form. And I do not focus my attention on copper. It's not a priority to me at all. It's just something I do for fun, I guess you can say. It's pretty interesting going through jars of change or spare change in your pocket. We all do it anyway, looking for a pre-65 quarter or a dime. So I just set the pennies aside. I don't devote any time, energy, and effort into copper. I just take a quick little glance. If I see pre-82, put it in the Ziploc bag. Then you can take it on over and trade it for some cash. And then take that cash and trade it for some silver. But this right here, the Aztec calendar round, this is something that I got 100% just for fun. This is something that I got really just so I can make a video out of it. It was something that I thought was unique, something that I thought was interesting. It's for sure not a precious metal. It's an industrial metal. But it was a round that was minted with a design that I've always been drawn to. I didn't even know that copper Aztec calendar rounds were in existence. I thought it was just the silver. I know you can get the 1 ounce silver Aztec calendar rounds. I believe you can get 2 ounce as well, 2 troy ounce. But I went with the 5 troy ounce. I went with the big one. And I also knew that you could get Aztec calendar bars. I know there's a 1 ounce bar. There's also a 10 ounce bar, which I will be honest with you, I was not a fan of. Aesthetically, that is. I didn't like the way that it looked. The Aztec calendar stone and the design that you're looking at right here, it's a circular shaped design. Maybe it's like an OCD type of thing or something, but I just didn't really like the way a circular design looked on a rectangular piece of metal. So I always said, nah, I don't want the Aztec calendar bar. I'll take the rounds. But it's been a couple of months, and as I talked about in, I think, yesterday's video, that 10 ounce Aztec calendar bar is kind of growing on me. I kind of starting to like the way it looks, and I might have to get one of them as well. At the end of the day, silver, silver. It doesn't matter if it's a circular shaped design put on a rectangular piece of metal. Does not matter. It's still a piece of silver. And as for that 2 ounce copper round over there, still a piece of copper. Paid a little bit of a hefty premium for it, by the way. I think I paid like $7. That is nowhere near what it's worth. Technically, even though that's a very low dollar amount, that's a crazy high premium for just 2 ounces of copper. Hence why I mentioned 2 or 3 times in this video alone, and almost every copper video I've ever made in the past. Generally speaking, I do not believe in trading dollars for copper. I will do it on rare occasions, 2 times over the course of over 3 years, when it's something that I'm really drawn to or something that I really like. I mean, let's be honest, the first one I got was just because I didn't know any better. I saw it going for, I don't know, $2, and I was like, oh wow, that's cheap. I had no idea how the premiums worked when it came to copper rounds and bars. I saw the dollar amount and assumed it was cheap. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's only $2. So who really cares? Didn't break my bank. But technically that is a really high premium. And for me to have paid maybe $7 or something for this right here, the 2 ounce, that is technically a very high premium as well, but very small dollar amount. I thought it was worth it to make a video like this. I thought it was fun. I don't typically pay too much attention to the industrial metals. I think I will stick to the precious metals. And if anybody's interested in joining the Precious Metals VIP Club, it's where I can do things on my own terms, not on YouTube's terms, my terms. I'm hosting privately held live streams. They're smaller, easier to manage. Don't forget, I will be going live tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm also doing giveaways. I have one going on right now. Join before February 1st to be automatically entered. Also doing discounts, personalized promo codes, shout-outs, deal alerts when silver and gold is on sale on a variety of different websites. And of course, you can watch all of my videos early and commercial free. Come join the Precious Metals VIP Club. It'll be the first link in the description. You're invited. I'd be happy to have you. And if you guys enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button. If you guys like me, make sure to subscribe. New videos every single day, 365 days a year. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there. Go check it out. The link will be in the description. Trying really hard to hit 2,000 subscribers. We just hit 1,500, and I appreciate that. And if you want to help support the channel in the biggest possible way, please consider getting yourself some DYDSS merchandise. Of course, we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies, which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products. T-shirts, hoodies, even stickers, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations, such as the recently released Kraken Stackin' t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, and coffee mug, inspired by the beautiful 2-ounce silver Kraken coin, which by the way is helping us raise a little bit of funds and awareness for ocean cleanup charity organizations at no additional cost to you. It comes out of my pocket, not yours. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know, when it comes to copper, are you a fan of the metal? Do you like the way it looks? Maybe it's not worth converting your dollars into, through your eyes at least, but can you at the very least appreciate the beautiful red metal? The copper rounds, the copper bars, the copper coins, pennies, pre-1982. Do you stack copper? Is it something that you feel like is just personally not worth it? You're not a big fan of stacking copper? Maybe it takes up too much room, even if it's free, doesn't cost anything, just takes up too much room for you? Or do you think my strategy is something worth trying out? Or maybe it's something that you do as well. Stack the copper for free, copper pennies, or scrap copper. Trade it for dollars and essentially get free silver. Or just trade it straight up into silver. Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.